The more we seek joy in others, the more we miss the greatest treasure that lies within ourselves. What if the secret to true happiness isn't found in the company of others, but rather in the ability to embrace your own presence? As Buddha wisely said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Imagine discovering fulfillment, not in the chaos of the world, but in the stillness of your own heart. In today's video, we will explore 7 transformative lessons on the joy of being with yourself and how solitude can become your greatest source of strength. Let's dive in and uncover the power of truly enjoying your own company. 1. Embrace solitude over foolish company. In today's fast-paced world, we are constantly encouraged to surround ourselves with others. Socializing is seen as essential, and there's a common belief that we can't truly be happy unless we are in the company of others. But in the midst of all this, we often forget the value of choosing solitude over shallow, unmeaningful relationships. Buddhism teaches us that by selecting solitude, we remove the negative influences of foolish company, which are often rooted in gossip, distraction, and unproductive interactions. When you embrace solitude, you create space for your own growth, both mentally and spiritually. Without the noise and demands of unfulfilling connections, you can focus inward, where true wisdom and clarity emerge. In solitude, you allow yourself the luxury of introspection. It's a space where your inner voice is heard more clearly, and you begin to understand what truly matters in your life. Remember, it's better to be alone than in bad company. Negative relationships only hinder your growth, while solitude fosters it. In this peaceful space, clarity emerges, and inner peace takes root. 2. Spend time alone to know yourself better. When we constantly seek the company of others, it becomes easy to forget who we really are beneath the surface. The more time you spend alone, the more you come to understand yourself, your desires, your strengths, and even your fears. In solitude, free from external distractions, you can reflect deeply on your thoughts and motivations. Buddhism teaches that true wisdom comes from knowing yourself deeply. Through solitude and meditation, you begin to unravel the layers of conditioned beliefs and unhelpful habits. This is where self-awareness begins. Over time, you will find that many of life's toughest questions already reside within you, waiting to be discovered. Through introspection, you'll see yourself clearly, without the influence of others' opinions clouding your perception. The more time you spend with yourself, the closer you get to true clarity. It's in these quiet moments of self-reflection that you begin to understand your true essence and start to live a life aligned with your authentic self. 3. Overcoming the fear of being alone. For many, the fear of loneliness is a powerful force. Society often teaches us that being alone is something to fear or avoid, but Buddhism reframes this idea. The fear of being alone is not a fear of solitude itself, but a fear of confronting our own minds. Being alone gives us the unique opportunity to meet ourselves without distractions. When we overcome this fear, we realize that we are complete and enough on our own. Solitude becomes a space where emotional resilience grows, where we learn to rely less on others for validation and more on our own sense of self-worth. As you spend time alone, you stop fearing the emptiness of solitude. Instead, you begin to embrace it as a place where your inner strength thrives. Being alone is not about isolation. It's about rediscovering your own presence, learning to appreciate the stillness, and understanding that your happiness does not depend on anyone but yourself. When you confront your inner world, you discover a sense of freedom and independence that transforms how you interact with the world. 4. Solitude, a sacred space for self-discovery. Solitude is not just about being alone. It's about creating a sacred space for self-discovery. In the quiet of solitude, free from the noise of the world and the opinions of others, you are given the opportunity to connect with your true self. Buddhism teaches that solitude is a gateway to understanding your deeper nature. When you are free from external pressures, you can tune into your thoughts and feelings, exploring your true potential. The joy of being with yourself. The joy of being with yourself is one of the greatest gifts Buddhism offers. When you learn to love your own company, solitude becomes a sacred space for growth, peace, and profound joy. By embracing your inner strength, accepting your individuality, and finding fulfillment in your own presence, you unlock the key to lasting happiness.